Hey everyone, welcome back to the StriveX Podcast. My name is Sharma and I'm the CEO and founder of StriveX Academy, and this is
Arjun Verma, the CFO and the founder of StriveX Academy as well.
Before moving into the episode today, which is going to be our 7th episode, I just want to take a moment and thank you all for tuning in onto this podcast. It truly means the world to us that you guys are listening. I hope you guys had a great holiday season and a bright new year ahead. So today, as previously stated, we're going to be talking about ChatGPT, which has become extremely popular with over 1 million people already on the platform today, and it already growing exponentially from here on out. So many companies and even students for that matter are already using it extensively, and it's nonetheless a resource that we cannot pass out on. However, I think it's important to look at the grand scheme of things and for us to really drill into the nitty-gritty of the whole program of it on the large scale and truly look into the pros, cons, our thoughts, whatever. But before we move into what I just previously said, let's just start with the history of OpenAI and I'll take it from there.
So before we get into ChatGPT, let's get into the creators of ChatGPT, which is OpenAI. So OpenAI is a research institute focused on the development and promotion of artificial intelligence. It was founded in 2015 by a group of high-profile tech executives and investors, including Elon Musk and Sam Altman. The goal of OpenAI was to promote and advance the field of artificial intelligence in a responsible and ethical manner. The organization stated that it would freely collaborate with other institutions and researchers by making its patents and research open to the public. Since its founding, OpenAI has made numerous contributions to the field of AI. Some of their notable achievements include the development of the GPT language model, which was the first to demonstrate the ability to generate human-like text, and the development of the AlphaGo system, which defeated the world champion at the board game Go. In April 2016, OpenAI released a public beta of OpenAI Gym, its platform for reinforcement learning research. In addition to its research efforts, OpenAI has also been involved in public policy and education, working to ensure that the development and deployment of AI is aligned with the values and interests of society. The company partnered with Microsoft, who announced an investment package of around $1 billion into the company. OpenAI then announced its intention to commercially license its technologies thereafter. OpenAI has received significant media attention and has been recognized for its contributions to the field of artificial intelligence. It has received numerous awards and accolades, including being named one of the Fast Company's most innovative companies of 2017. Now, let's take it to Shaurya to lead us into the background of ChatGPT.
But before we dive into ChatGPT, let's first talk about natural language processing, NLP, and its significance in the field of artificial intelligence. Natural language processing, NLP, is a field of artificial intelligence which deals with the ability of computers to understand, interpret, and generate human language. It has numerous applications including language translation, language generation, and language summarization, and chatbots, which we see all over the internet today. The history of NLP dates back into the 1950s, when the first attempts were made to develop computer programs that could understand and generate human language. One of the earliest examples of NLP was ELIZA, a natural language processing computer program developed by Joseph Weizenbaum in the 1960s. ELIZA was designed to imitate a psychotherapist and could carry a simple conversation with human users. In the 1980s to 1990s, a significant progress was made in NLP with the development of statistical methods and machine learning algorithms. We've already seen machine learning algorithms used in a variety of technology, but used this previously in the past, and that leading up to ChatGPT is quite insane. These advances allowed computers to learn from large amounts of data and improve their ability to understand and generate human language. In the 21st century, deep learning algorithms, which are a type of machine learning algorithms for those that don't know, have become the dominant method of NLP. These algorithms are able to learn from data and improve their performance over time, making them well suited for tasks as language translation and language generation. GPT, the generative pre-training transformer, is a language model developed by OpenAI in 2018, as Arjun previously said. It is a type of transformer model, which uses attention mechanisms to process sequential data such as language. The GPT model has been highly successful in a variety of NLP tasks, as previously stated before, including language translation, language generation, and language summarization. It has trained on a large dataset set, and remember this when we talk about the pros and the cons, but a large data set of human-generated text and was able to learn the patterns and structures of language, allowing it to generate human-like text that is often difficult to distinguish whether the text is written by humans, which is quite fascinating, especially for those that, let's say a student is to write an essay that's generated by ChatGPT. It's so specific and precise that it's almost impossible to identify whether a student wrote it or whether ChatGPT wrote it. It's very, very precise. ChatGPT is a variant of the GPT model that was developed by OpenAI specifically for chat box applications. It was designed to be more responsive and engaging in the conversational settings and to be able to generate text that is appropriate for the context of the conversation. To achieve this, ChatGPT was trained on a large data set of human-human conversation. It was able to learn the patterns and structures of natural language conversation. This allowed it to generate human-like responses to user inputs in real time. Since its development, ChatGPT has been used in a variety of chat box applications, including customer service, virtual assistants, and even social media. It has proven to be highly effective at generating natural and human-like responses to user inputs. However, it appears as if the future of ChatGPT is not fully certain and does not appear to remain free for the whole entirety of its existence. While it is true that the program is free for now, Elon Musk recently tweeted that he found that OpenAI was accessing Twitter's database to train ChatGPT, well, probably one of the large databases. So he ultimately ended up putting an immediate pause on it because OpenAI is no longer non-profit and open source anymore. It should pay for this information in the future. That's what Elon Musk was saying. But if they should pay for the information in the future, that means they're gonna have to pay their users to be able to fund such project, which means that it's probably not gonna stay free for a long time. Overall, despite this whole thing, ChatGPT is a powerful and versatile NLP model and has greatly improved the capabilities of chatbots and other AI applications and rely on natural language processing. Now let's take it over for Arjun to talk about the pros.
So, on to the pros. Some potential benefits of using ChatGPT include capability to generate human-like responses. ChatGPT has been trained on a large data set of conversational text up to 2021, so it is able to generate responses that are similar in style and tone to those of a human. This can make the conversation feel more natural and engaging. This can also make certain problems easier to understand for the user, let's say quantum physics. Flexibility. ChatGPT can be used to generate responses to a wide variety of inputs, so it can be integrated into chatbots and conversational systems for many different use cases. For example, you are able to use this with English, math, physics, or any subject in school, as well as ask it general questions. Efficient processing. Because ChatGPT is a neural network-based model, it can process input and generate responses very quickly, in about 10 seconds. So, it's very suitable for use in real-time chat systems. Capability to handle complex tasks. ChatGPT has a large number of parameters and can handle complex tasks such as translation and language modeling. Easy to use. ChatGPT is easy to integrate into chatbot and conversational systems, requiring only a small amount of code to get started. Also, ChatGPT could be helpful in school use, like we mentioned earlier, when writing essays, for example. If you need inspiration on how to get started or need to know quick analysis of a book, ChatGPT is there to help. It can also solve complex word problems that may be difficult to find online. Now let's take it to Shaurya to discuss the cons of ChatGPT.
Though there appears to be a multitude of pros in ChatGPT, it is important to value the cons that accompany the program and what it means for the future of mankind. First, it is important to realize that ChatGPT is derived from the data itself, and without the data, ChatGPT would not be what it is today. As previously stated, it is trained off of this huge data set, and the reason why this is relevant is that ChatGPT is trained off this data, and if that data is faulty, that means ChatGPT will inevitably be faulty, resulting in a bias in data. There are multiple consequences in such a problematic occurrence commencing. For instance, producing unfair or erroneous results. Right now, ChatGPT is being used by over 1 million users, with more joining in the next year and the next year that follows. If something like this were to occur, it would ultimately cause major detrimental problems to the people, as well as their personal productions. We see that students and even companies are beginning to use this, and while I'll discuss the company and production factor later in this podcast, I think it's important because as a student, I've tried requesting, let's say I know this for a fact that I've requested, like, let's say I was doing a debate case and I requested an intro, it'll make up quotes from someone that doesn't even exist. This is just data and faulty data that I'll discuss in a little bit. Despite the whole lack of content perspective that seems to be relevant in the con section, I think it is important to talk about the limited understanding and the perplexing controlling output. As previously stated, the data that ChatGPT is exposed to is not fully broadened to all topics and will lack of knowledge and have limited understanding in vast fields. For this reason, oftentimes it will make up answers/responses to questions that it did not fully know the answer to, resulting in faulty responses. While I have already covered the topic of faulty responses due to obscure data, it is important to realize how this will inevitably impact the workforce as well as the projects that ChatGPT is used. The widespread use of the program is intense, and though it seems adequate that such technology is widespread, it is important to keep tracking the widespread effect it has and how much one small error can do to the major projects as a whole. More than what it'll do to the production, I would like to talk more about what it'll do on the morality aspect of it. Schools all over the world are experiencing a sudden urge of students using ChatGPT, from school projects to literal exams. While there is a positive aspect to it, I find that it is ruining the next generation of students from truly and thoroughly learning. It is breaking the flowing system of education, and that is something that we cannot afford to pass up on. Now let's move forward and change perspectives on the thoughts, and we'll let Arjun take over from here.
So for my thoughts, personally, I think that ChatGPT is an amazing tool for students, especially in this day and age. ChatGPT is able to help you when Google is unable to, such as those tricky math problems you may have on your homework. With Google, it may be very difficult to narrow down the exact question or even the steps on how to approach said question. With ChatGPT, you're able to put in the exact question you need help with, word problem wise, and it will give you a step-by-step guide on how to tackle the question. I personally have used this myself on physics problems and it worked, which really surprised me. Sure, it may be unreliable for non-word problems such as math integrals, but there are always alternatives for those type of questions and alternative platforms such as Photomath or Mathway. For a book you may be reading, you may be confused on a certain plot point, so you would be able to ask ChatGPT what happened in the book, or you can ask ChatGPT to write a rhetorical analysis on the book as well to really dive deep into it. My only gripe that I have with ChatGPT is that it is unable to access the internet and has its dataset up till late 2021. This makes it virtually useless for any 22 events you may want information on, and as there's new information being shared on the internet, ChatGPT won't have a fully updated dataset. ChatGPT is also unable to replace your Alexa or Google Home, obviously due to lack of internet access. This means you are unable to search up any information on celebrities, for example. However, you are able to look up as well as make recipes. The unique thing with ChatGPT is that you are able to make recipes providing the ingredients you already have laying around at home. It can then use those ingredients to make an amazing meal. However, it is good to know that the current version of ChatGPT is only a demo, which means that if OpenAI permits, a new dataset will be made using past conversations with ChatGPT with users to make the overall AI better and to give better, higher quality responses. As ChatGPT advances, however, will start talking negatively towards us. Will AI inevitably take over? Let's take it to Shaurya to discuss that one.
Personally, I see that this type of technology has two sides, a good side and a bad side. If used within reason, I think this technology has potential to take over the industry in a positive and valuable manner. It has extreme potential to do in ridding the tedious and intricate tasks, but also speeding and assisting in the difficult ones as well. However, it has some major drawbacks. For example, many individuals may choose to abuse such a program and take advantage of it in a way that is neither appropriate nor rule-abiding. For example, students may use this program to completely copy an essay or simply look up all the answers on an exam. It is one of the most powerful tools in the world right now, which may not be considered a good thing when looking at it in the negative perspective. I find that right now most students, and in some instances, job employees are taking advantage of this as it is nearly ridding all the busy work and essentially alleviating the stress of the people, which also has a good point of it as well, because alleviating the stress out of people is just a positive factor. However, as time goes on, more restrictions will most likely be placed, and as previously stated, this program may eventually become a premium/paid program. However, it is without a doubt that this program will become inevitably smarter and will nonetheless take over most of the tedious jobs. In fact, I have no doubt in my mind that this type of technology will take over jobs such as software engineers, considering how precise this program is already. Yes, there are bugs, no doubt about that. But the more time goes on, the smarter it is going to become. We cannot rid the probability of this technology taking over jobs and the impact that technology may have on not only unemployment rates, but also the economy as a whole. ChatGPT is not only going to get smarter, but it nearly scares me to know what this technology has a hold on for the future. Though I am a technology advocate, I am unsure how I feel about this. Nonetheless, it is still an intricate and fascinating program to tinker with, and for the time being, it is definitely an opportunity of a lifetime.
So there you have it, the history, background, pros and cons, as well as our thoughts on the new ChatGPT program. Of course, it is still new, and maybe OpenAI will add new features to ChatGPT, but right now, our information is just what we can see at the moment. We thank you all so much for watching, and we would like to know what you guys think of ChatGPT as well. My name is Arjun Verma, the CFO and founder of StriveX Academy, and the CEO and founder of StriveX Podcast. This is my partner, Sharma, the CEO and founder of StriveX Academy. This is episode 7 of the StriveX Podcast, and we thank you all so much for watching. Links to our socials are down in the description below, so if you want to support us, you can do that there. Again, thank you all so much for watching. I'm Arjun Verma, this is Sharma, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.